Post and on faith and some of my other writing, you will see that more and more I am very concerned that in many ways the Obama policy looks very much like the Bush policy. And people write about that all the time. And so I think the challenge for Obama is going to be, can he actually, make some very hard decisions and make things happen. If you wanted a bottom line, I don't like to sound arrogant on this, but what the heck. He can't do anything about it, but he needs a new Secretary of State. You can't bring about a new change and have a new vision when so many people in your administration aren't new and fresh, but they're holdovers from either the Bush or the Clinton administration. That's a fact. You've got Dennis Ross, who served under several presidents and was part of the failed team with regard to Palestine and Israel, and then was made the expert on Iran. What the hell does Dennis Ross know about Iran? So, having realized that, people thought he was being demoted. No, he went to the National Security Council. He's our top Middle East person. Well, Dennis Ross brings a lot of baggage with him. When Dennis Ross left government, he went to the Washington Institute for Near East Policy, which is a fine think tank, but it's a very strong pro-Israel think tank. That doesn't exactly make Dennis Ross an honest broker. On the other hand, where are the fresh voices? The president had his advisors, Rob Malley, who had been on the National Security Council with Clinton. He had as advisors people like Brzezinski, and then backed away from all of them during the campaign because he had to. Where are their equivalents, if not them? Where are the new voices? Unless that happens, there's going to be a major issue. There are Muslims in the government, but nowhere Arabs and Muslims, but they're infinitesimal and they're very junior people. It's the so what factor. So unless some significant structural changes take place, you don't have a National Security Council or a State Department that, from my point of view, is positioned to make those changes. And then the last thing, how did I get into the field? The last thing I wanted to study. I was going to finish my degree. I went to do a temple because I could do a PhD in religion and major in Catholic studies. I already had a master's, I was teaching. But you had to take a course in world religions. So I had been monotheist and doubt and fell in love with Hinduism and Buddhism. And then I had a chance to do a dissertation on Hinduism. I had this wonderful professor who was so sweet that he read a paper of mine and said, you could do a dissertation on it. Being a pragmatic kid from Brooklyn, I thought, great, I'll do a dissertation on Hinduism. Okay, a couple more years of coursework. But the chairman insisted that I study Islam with some Muslims. It was 67. We had the 67 war. We had the Exodus, and a movie which I thought was history. And if you look at the way Arabs and Muslims were portrayed, then you'd want to study them, so I refused. But then after 6 months, I agreed to take one course, and as we say, if not misunderstood, mashallah, my career changed. Anyway, gotta go.
Thank you, Dr. Esposito. We did go a bit over time. I thank all of you for sitting tight. I do think the knowledge that you gained from this evening was well worth the time spent. To close, I would just like to make a few quick announcements. For some of you on your seats, you saw a red flyer for a New York Times reporter, Andrea Elliott, who was a Pulitzer Prize winner for her series of articles on Muslims in New York. She's coming on Thursday, as we say in Islam, as Muslims, inshallah, or God willing. And she will be talking about Muslims in America, the idea of Muslims in America between rejection, assimilation, and integration. So definitely come out for that. It's going to be in this same room, 7 p.m. Doors will open 7:30. The lecture will begin. For any journalism students or those who are interested in reporting in general, there is a journalism workshop that she's going to be holding at 3 p.m. In room 361 in the same building that same day. So Thursday, 3 p.m., room 361. She's going to be talking about how to objectively report on Muslims and Islam. So I think that's an area, when we're talking about media, that's very important. How do we talk about these things in a way that does not automatically, give rise to one viewpoint or another? So definitely come out to that. And the main lecture is at 7 p.m. that evening, Thursday night. Sorry, 7:30, and doors open 7 p.m. Our next event in Islam Awareness Month is next week, Thursday. It's a documentary screening of the PBS movie New Muslim Cool, who it's got a lot of buzz recently. It's about a Puerto Rican American drug dealer named Hamza Perez, who converted to Islam before 9/11. However, once 9/11 happened, his mosque in New York was raided, and the documentary goes through the challenges that he faced now as a Puerto Rican, an American, a Muslim, a father, a brother, things that we all can attribute to some degree. So it's definitely an interesting documentary that I implore all of you to see. It's going to be next week, Thursday, at 7 p.m. in Fine Arts Building, which is right on 13th Street between 4th and 5th Avenue. Fine Arts Building B, because I think there's 3 of them, B, room 105. So come out to that, and if you ever get confused or you don't remember when's what, just go to www.islamoncampus.com, and all that information is provided there. The last thing I'd like to say is that we'll be offering the Isha prayer, or the night prayer, right here in the corner. So if you would like to stick around and observe that, you're more than welcome to. If ever you have a question about Islam, or anything in general about Muslims here at UF or around the world, feel free to contact Islam on campus. If you go on the website, my information is there. And there's a general info@islamoncampus.com email that you can reach us at. I hope that you will all come out to the rest of the programming for Islam Awareness Month. I would like to give Dr. Esposito another thank you, because we can all thank him once more for coming. And with that, I hope you have a great evening, and may the peace and blessings of God be upon you all. Assalamu alaikum.